The culture that I decided to research on was the Hawaiian culture. I knew very little about what the Hawaiian culture was about. I just thought it was cool that like a certain state had a different culture than the rest of the USA. And I always knew that Hawaiian people were very different and their customs were different. I actually learned a lot from my encyclopedia article. They're a mix of Polynesian, Asian, and some American influences. One of the main values of Hawaiians is the relationships with others, both with their friends within the community and their family as well. Hawaiians have a deep connection to the land and the sea. Some of their practices are reflected in this by land stewardships and sustainable fishing. They also believe that the land and sea are connected to their ancestors. My knowledge about the Hawaiian culture was deeply enriched, and I learned a lot more in detail from my Credo references. Turns out the Hawaiian language is slowly dying. It's a kind of extinct language, I guess. It only survives on the land of Oahu in religious services. They use it in words or phrases, but they don't use it as like a common language that they speak every day. Hawaiians even have their own religion as well. They either worshipped in homes, so like praying and stuff, or they worshipped in temples called Hawa'u. Slowly, religion died out because early explorers in the early 1800s decided to come onto their land and kind of take it over. Today, many Hawaiians practice Buddhism, Shinto, and Christianity. Due to the climate of Hawaii, early natives did not wear lots of clothing, very minuscule, because it was very hot. You don't want a lot of clothing on when it's very hot out. They even covered themselves in tattoo. Warriors were covered in tattoos. That's just how they symbolized their, like, how they were a warrior of war, of course. Today, Hawaiians decide to dress casually. Women wear the mulu, a kind of dress designed for modest missionaries. They are mostly made of colorful cotton or silk. I learned a lot from my interview. The interview that I decided to choose was kind of a Netflix documentary sort of thing where they interviewed a bunch of families that were actually from Hawaii. And I liked how to learn from a primary source of them talking about their experiences living in Hawaii and just their culture in general. A lot of the articles, of course, are secondary sources, which they just gather information from all sorts of lands, but getting to hear by the person itself is very enriching and very cool. I learned that surfing can actually be a cultural practice in Hawaii, and a lot of people have their children decide to surf and stuff. And people in the community would communicate to a different island by writing songs as well as writing mule. And I really enjoyed learning a lot about the Hawaiian culture, and I feel very special to be learning a little bit more of what Hawaiians and stuff do. I know Barack Obama is from Hawaii, which is kind of irrelevant, but that's kind of how I knew more about the Hawaiian culture before I started researching. So I hope you learned a little bit more as well as I did. Thank you.